Hey, welcome to MVMNT Groups. We are so excited that you decided to come and join at home today. And I don't know if you missed last Sunday or you were there, but we are going to recap what happened last week. Last week I taught on Matthew 5 and we talked about our Beatitudes. And we learned that Jesus is going up on this mountain to lead his disciples and to teach them all the things that he expects and needs from them. We learned that we are poor in the spirit. We learned that we are beggars, that we cannot satisfy our own needs. We cannot provide our own needs. And we can't buy our own salvation. We learned throughout this whole chapter that the Lord is our provider and the Lord is our comforter. And I want to read this to you. It says, "Bless those who mourn because they are comforted." The Lord is always comforting us no matter where we're at, no matter what's happening in our lives. The world that we live in wants to show us that satisfaction comes by what we can do, that we want to be successful, that we want the best job, that we want the car that we can't afford the gas for, that we want the house that we cannot fix the repairs for, and that we want the job that is about to fall and that the company is about to just disintegrate, but we don't want to wait on the Lord. And the Lord's like, hey, look, I get you want to be successful, but I'm the only one that can really satisfy you and provide what you need. And in the Beatitudes, we look at the Lord tell us to be meek, to be gentle, to be self-controlled, and to be disciplined, to wait on his timing, just as Hannah waited to conceive a child when the Lord instilled the time for it. We look at just how the Lord tells us to purify our hearts. We live in a world that is just full of impurity. We live in a world that is constantly telling us, you need this, you need this, you need this. And the Lord's like, no. He's like, I want you to purify your hearts. That's not a suggestion, that's a requirement. I need you to purify your hearts. I need you to be open with me. And I need you, and everything that you're pouring into your heart is gonna come out. I need you to purify it. The things that we watch on television, the music that we listen to, the friends that we hang around, all those things affect us. They affect our life, they affect our heart, and then it creates an outward action that is impure. Or it's like, I want you to be pure. And he says, and when you live differently, the world's gonna be different. But if you're not different than the world, how can you affect it differently? You can't. And so it says in verse 10 through 12, it says, blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, or falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad. Rejoice and be glad to be persecuted. The Lord was mocked and laughed at in the midst of all of his miracles. In the midst of him healing a woman who had a blood disease for 12 years, in the midst of a child who is dead, that the Lord was like, she's not dead, she's sleeping. He has the power to heal. And when we realize that our strength is not comparable to his and we trust in his, he provides and he gives all that we need. And we talked about the salt and the light, and that's so powerful. It says, you are the salt of the earth. You are, whoever you are in this room, you are. You have a willingness and you have the capability to go out into this world and to be an influence. The Lord's like, hey, salt is a disinfectant, and you are going to disinfect the world that you live in when you live differently. You are capable and you are able to do that. No matter what season you're in, if you're in a season where you're like, I have my own struggles, I can't help anyone with theirs, the Lord's like, I can use that. He's like, I can use that to help you. I can use that to help somebody else. It says, you are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the home. Light was one of the first creations, and the Lord's like, hey, you're noticeable. When you live differently, you're noticeable. When you trust in me to satisfy all of your needs, you're noticeable because you're dependent on me. He said, you can try all these things. You can seek the fame, you can seek the money, you can seek the girl that you want, you can seek all of these things. But until you fully embrace me and depend on me and let me satisfy you, you're never going to be fully satisfied. We look at a baby, we talked about this last week, a baby who is crying, you can give them a pacifier, you can change their diaper, you can do whatever you want. But if they're hungry, that pacifier is only gonna satisfy them for a little bit. They're gonna realize that that's not fulfilling what they want and what they need, and it's not good enough anymore. And culture tells us to do all of these things and to be all these things and be like the world and fit in and all these things. But those are only things that are temporarily gonna satisfy us or give us pleasure. The Lord's like, I am the only one that can satisfy your every need. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. This will fill you. The Lord will fill you. And he's saying, hey, stop seeking after these own things and what you want, and just come to me and I will fill you and I will satisfy you, because I'm the only one who can. So today, I don't know where you are, but the Lord is going to provide no matter what season you're in, no matter what situation, no matter what trial you're in. He's gonna comfort you in the midst of whatever's happening in your life. If your mom was just diagnosed with cancer, if you are in a season where you just don't know what to do, you're struggling with alcoholism, you're struggling with addictions, you're struggling whatever, the Lord is there and he's able to comfort you and he's able to help you if you rely and trust in him. So in this time when you're with these people in these homes, I just pray that this would be an impactful time for you. I have 3 questions for you. The first one, how can you be a light right now in your life? And the season that you're in, the trials that you're in, the confusion, whatever you're in right now, how can you be a light? My second question is, what are some things that you have sought to satisfy you? What are some things that you've been trying to be successful at, that you've been putting above God, that you've been trying to be your best at something, and the Lord's like, that's not what I'm calling you to. What is that? And the last thing is, what season are you in? Be real with the people that you're sitting with. What season are you in right now that you just need prayer for, that you just need the Lord to work in? What season are you in that the Lord can come in and provide for you and to comfort you and to satisfy all that you need? So we pray for this time for y'all. We hope that y'all have an amazing week and that you're able to get real with the people that are in your group.